Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alejandro Franco Noreña. This is the subject Teaching English to Adolescents and Adults. I propose these materials and lesson planning for teaching to adolescents and adults as well. And this is based on the book of To Teach English. Okay, first of all, we are going to show you one of the lesson plan to address to adolescents. And the next one is for adults. Okay, and is lesson planning. I use the strategy, concept mapping, and summarizing. I think that are important concepts students has to get in the passage and make a list of them. A list of important ideas may be helpful. And the topic about submitting is useful to vocabulary. And the objectives of this activity are read and summarize a text in order to pick up specific and general information. Okay, the webinar in our class is to make a brainstorm around a word. The teacher could make or write a brainstorm. In this case, somebody, the first word, and you make with your marker circle in this word. Make an arrow with another word that the students could say, like beach, or another arrow with sun, another skin, whatever the student wants. And the activity or this activity the students minds to English lessons to leading for the topic. It is around 5 minutes in our class. It is useful to make this a class in 40 or 6 minutes or an hour, but I think that it could be better and use the class for 40 minutes. The next step is about presentation. The idea is that the students read this newspaper. Okay, but first of all, students have to look at the picture of people sunbathing and say whether it is safe and attractive image or whether it is the opposite. They discuss how people should protect themselves from the sun. The student have to read the text, identify where you think it comes from, but it is useful to do this fairly quickly. It is about 15 minutes for this step. When the classes agree that the text from a magazine, the student have to read again and put skin, hair, or eye color in order of less vulnerable to the sun to most vulnerable. They can do this individually or, if they prefer, in pairs. And the next step is about features. Maybe there is a practice step. Okay, the class can now study some of the language in the text, including physical descriptions, anti-native language modified above. So later, the teacher asks students make a list of 10 personal descriptions that identify physical experience from each student. So then, as students interchange the list between them, in order the teacher asks one by one, stand in front of the class, and everyone have to guess who a student is. Okay, and that activity is around 10 minutes if a teacher prefers. And the last one is about the production. There is about 10 minutes. Students write a description of themselves for the same page in the magazine. They decided which of the 4 people they would most like to meet and why. And then the students can role play an interview with the characters in the article, or they can prepare a short talk on how people should protect themselves against the sun, depending on skin type. Okay, the materials, the marker, board, papers, vitamin, and so forth. I think that assessment, a teacher may assess students after role play, like speaking, pronunciation, manners, and so forth. Okay, that was the lesson planning for adolescents. This one is about adults. Okay, and this is addressed by pre-intermediate English students, B1. Okay, I think the topic is review. The warming up activity, I think that representational imagery is the strategy, where the teacher writes once upon a time in the whiteboard or in the front of the class, and asking some student that follows the story whatever that he imagines at the moment. The next student has to follow the sequence of the story, and so on and on. As a student says their sentence, the teacher writes them on the board. The idea is to create a coherent story. That is the warming up. It is about five minutes. Also, this activity is to set the students' minds into the English lessons and leading for the topic. Okay, the class of presentation is about a sequence. It starts when the students a teacher asks the students to look quickly at their reading test and say where they think it comes from, and at first glance they think it is likely to be about. They may do this in pairs or in response to teachers' prompting. The first glance should both engage students and also allow them to start predicting what they are going to read. The teacher listens to their prediction but doesn't confirm or deny them at this stage. Okay, so the students are now asked to read the text fairly and answer those questions. And the next one is about sentence matching. The students have to match the sentence. Later, when they have worked with this exercise successfully, the student has to read the text in detail again in order to correct the sentence. And the last one is about production. Finally, students have to create a role play. They have to work in groups of five in order to have a radio discussion. The teacher may assess students after role play. This like speaking, pronunciation, manners, and so forth. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching.